Hi, I'm Barbara Wainwright, and this is my 6th episode of Show Up for God, and God will show up for you in miraculous ways. And this is the time when I encourage you to follow your heart, do what you're called to do, and know that you're on the right path. Give yourself permission to do it. Today, I wanted to share a quote with you by Henricks. He's an author, and he and his wife have written several books together. And this quote says, "You never know when it is going to happen, when you will experience a moment that will dramatically transform your life. And when you look back, often years later, you may see how a brief conversation or an insight you read somewhere changed the entire course of your life." Well, I do recall when that happened. I don't know if it changed the entire course of my life, but it sure did change things in a big way. I was in a relationship. Actually, it was a marriage. We were actually married, but it was a really weird relationship in that we never lived in the same house together. How do you get married and do that? Anyway, I was at this therapist's office, and he says to me, well, I said to him, "I feel like he's holding me back." And the therapist said to me, "Can you say I'm letting him hold me back?" And it was at that point that I realized that it was my decision to stay in the relationship, my decision to not end it and move on and move forward with my life. And so it was in that moment, he gave me permission to do what I wanted to do, which I had so many things that I wanted to do that I was not able to do because I let this other person, this relationship, hold me back from my dream, doing what I wanted to do with my life. So I hope that you may be thinking about doing something. I want to encourage you to give yourself permission. I've seen it many times in my coaching class when I'm teaching the class, and we ask people, what is it that you really want to create in the world? That's part of our coaching process. We're asking them to go inside and tell us what is it that's in their heart to create, or what is it that they want to do? How do they want their life to look? And a lot of times when we feed that back to them in the form of a vision statement, that's when it's a very emotional moment, because they're finally hearing their dreams manifest. They're finally hearing what their life would look like if they allowed themselves to take those steps forward and do what they're called to do, what was in their heart to create. So give yourself permission. That's my message for today. Give yourself permission to take those steps that you wouldn't normally take, but they're in your heart. You're meant to manifest it. Another thing I like to say is it wouldn't be in here, it wouldn't be in your heart to create if it wasn't meant to be in the world. So let yourself soar, give yourself permission to that. Until next time, show up for God so that God can show up for you in miraculous ways.